everyone, and a huge welcome back to another video here on the channel. Today, we're embarking on an exciting journey learning how to install and dual boot Kali Linux on your very own laptop or PC. This is a comprehensive two-part guide designed to take you through every step of the process, whether you're a seasoned cybersecurity professional, a student eager to delve into the world of penetration testing, a developer looking for a powerful Linux distribution, or simply someone curious about exploring the capabilities of Kali Linux alongside your existing operating system. In this first crucial part of our video, we're going to focus on the absolute foundation of the entire installation process, creating a bootable USB drive for Kali Linux. First, you'll need a USB drive. Now, while the minimum requirement is technically around 8 GB, I strongly recommend opting for a USB drive with at least 16 GB of storage. This gives you a bit more breathing room. Alright, with our physical tools ready, let's move on to the first digital step, downloading the Kali Linux ISO file. Go ahead and open up your favorite web browser: Chrome, Firefox, Edge, Safari, whatever you prefer. In the address bar, type in Kali Linux download and hit enter. The very first result should almost certainly be the official Kali Linux website. Once you're on the downloads page, you'll notice a few different options available. You'll likely see sections for installer images, live images, net installer images, and even options for virtual machines. For the purpose of dual booting and a full installation of Kali Linux, the option we're interested in is the installer images. This will download a complete ISO file that contains all the necessary components to install Kali Linux directly onto your hard drive. Within the installer images section, you'll typically see different architectures listed. The most common one you'll encounter today is the 64-bit version. Unless you have a significantly older computer that specifically requires a 32-bit operating system, you'll almost certainly want to choose the 64-bit installer. While your Kali Linux ISO file is downloading, which might take some time depending on your internet speed, let's talk about the software we'll need to actually write this ISO file onto our USB drive and make it bootable. This isn't as simple as just copying the file over. We need a special tool that can properly format the USB drive and write the boot information. There are several excellent options available, and the best one for you might depend on your current operating system. For those of you using Windows, one of the most popular and user-friendly tools is called Rufus. It's a lightweight and efficient application specifically designed for creating bootable USB drives. You can easily download Rufus for free from its official website, which is rufus.ie. Another fantastic option that works across multiple operating systems, Windows, macOS, and Linux, is Balin Etcher, often simply called Etcher. It has a very clean and intuitive interface, making it a great choice for beginners. You can find Etcher at Etcher's official website. For the purpose of this demonstration, I'm going to walk you through the process using Etcher on a Windows machine, as it's a very widely used and straightforward tool for many of our viewers. Once you have Etcher downloaded and open, the interface should look something like this. The first thing you'll want to do is make sure your USB drive is properly plugged into one of the USB ports on your computer. Rufus should automatically detect it and display it in the device drop-down menu. If you don't see your USB drive listed, double-check the connection and you might need to click the refresh button next to the drop-down. Now, before we click the start button, I need to give you a very important warning. This process will completely erase all data that is currently stored on the USB drive you have selected. So please, double-check and triple-check that you have selected the correct USB drive from the device drop-down. Once you click Start, there's no going back, and all the files on that USB drive will be permanently deleted. Once you've confirmed everything, go ahead and click the Start button. Etcher will now begin the process of writing the Kali Linux ISO file to your USB drive. This involves formatting the drive, copying the necessary files, and making it bootable. You'll see a progress bar indicating the progress of the operation. The time this takes will depend on the speed of your USB drive and your computer's hardware, but it usually takes anywhere from a few minutes to around 15 to 20 minutes. Once Etcher has finished writing the ISO to the USB drive, you'll see the status change to ready. This means the process is complete, and your USB drive is now a bootable Kali Linux installation medium. And there you have it. You've successfully created your bootable Kali Linux USB drive. This unassuming little device now holds the power to install Kali Linux on your laptop or PC. So that brings us to the end of part 1 of our dual boot Kali Linux installation guide. We've covered everything you need to know to create a bootable USB drive, from downloading the correct ISO file to using a tool like Etcher to write it to your USB. In the next video, which you definitely won't want to miss, we'll be taking this very USB drive and using it to actually install Kali Linux alongside your existing operating system. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss part 2 of this guide. If you found this video helpful, or if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to leave a comment down below. I do my best to read and respond to as many of your comments as possible. You'll also find links to the Kali Linux download page, the Etcher website, and other helpful resources in the video description below. Thanks so much for watching today's video. I hope you found it informative and easy to follow. Stay tuned for part 2, and until then, take care and I'll see you in the next one.